Okay, so let's start. What we have seen in Unit 1. So Unit 1 was about customs and traditions. What was the part of the grammar that we had? We had this, tag questions, right? So tag questions, you have to identify the tense, and then in this case, it's simple present, and you use the negative part of that with the auxiliary or the verb. When you use this, could you please read Jose this part?
Use tag question to confirm information you already think is true or to encourage someone to make small talk with you. It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Very good. So you're not sure or you just want to talk to someone. We don't have tag questions in Spanish, right? So, and the way to do it is the statement is affirmative, you make it negative. Oh, this is simple present, you use the auxiliary, doesn't, right? This is simple past, didn't. Verb be, weren't. Would, wouldn't. Can, can't. It has been a great day. Hasn't, because it's present perfect. What is the only thing that's a little bit like not easy to understand, Marcelo? Could you please read this part?
Be careful. Use aren't for negative tag question after I am. I am on time. Aren't I? But I am not late. Am I?
Continue.
Yeah. Use pronouns, no names, or other nouns in that question. Bangkok is in Thailand, isn't it? Not isn't it Bangkok.
Very good. You always use pronouns. You won't say, doesn't Mary? No, doesn't she? You always use pronouns. And then with I am, it's the only section when you won't use the negative of I am not I. When you say, aren't I? It's an exception, right? When you have the negative, yeah, you will use the affirmative. But when you have this an affirmative, you will use the negative like this. Aren't I? Right? It's the only one. Yeah, there are no more things, so we're going to complete this. Jose, number 1. Rob is your manager.
Is it? Is he?
Is he? No.
My manager?
No. No. What is when you have affirmative? Take a look.
It's not. It's not. It's not he.
Isn't he?
Isn't he? Yeah.
Isn't he? And what is the meaning of this? You're not sure. You're not sure, right? You're not sure, or you want to know, like, Faria is your manager? Yes, of course, he is my manager. Marcelo, number 2.
I turn off the projector.
Is it past?
Aren't I?
No, what tense is this?
Turn it. Do.
Is present, is past?
Past. Didn't I?
Didn't I? Very good. Didn't I? Jose, now you.
Tom is going to present next. Isn't he? Isn't he?
Isn't he? Isn't he? Very good. Isn't he? Continue, Marcelo.
Okay. She won't be at the meeting before 2 o'clock. Will she?
Will she? Very good. Will she? Next, Jose. And then we finish with number 6.
I haven't forgotten anything. For having have no, that's the
Present perfect.
present perfect. Have I?
What is the subject?
I.
Because the
Have.
subject doesn't change. Now what is
We.
have
Have
we?
we.
Have we? Very good. And the last one for you, Marcelo.
It was a great day, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Very good. Wasn't it? Okay, so now I will give you an example of this, right? In a conversation. I will start with Marcelo and then with Jose. And then you have to create also a conversation between you and Jose. So, Marcelo, you attend the conference. Was the IPEA, the Association of Students, was the IPEA meeting? It was the IPEA meeting last year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Are you sure last year?
No, you're right. That is biannual.
Wasn't it? So the answer was the IPEA meeting. IPEA Jose is an association. Meeting last year, wasn't it? Go ahead, Marcelo. Answer the question.
I think so.
But I think it wasn't. Last year.
I think it was.
Okay, very good. So I have some information about you, and I will start telling you to confirm the information, right? Marcelo, you are a professor, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You can tell me more information. The idea is when you have this is to encourage small talk, right? You are a professor, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I am professor at the university.
Which university?
En Politécnica Nacional en Quito, Ecuador.
I hear it's a big university, isn't it?
So is no small, not so big, is medium size.
I think it's a public university, isn't it?
You are right. The university is a public university.
Are you hiring? You are hiring people right now, aren't you?
I understand.
You are hiring professors now, aren't you? Hiring?
No, I don't understand.
Hiring? Contratando.
Okay.
You
Hiring.
are hiring professors now.
Yeah, right now we are in
Aren't you?
a hiring process.
Very good. So it's that way. You have a statement about someone, you are not sure, and you add the tag question, right? So, and now you have to talk to Jose, Marcelo, and you have to ask questions to Jose. Jose, if possible, could you please turn your camera on so we can have a conversation? So you will see how to use it. Remember that you use it to have to talk more and more, right? Are you a professor, aren't you? Yes, I am. I hear the university is very big, isn't it? And I continue talking, right? So go with the statement that Jose is from Bolivia. And then you want to know more information about Bolivia, right? So go ahead, Marcelo, you ask questions and you answer. Remember, this is to encourage small talk when you don't know someone, you want to talk about anything, right? Go ahead.
Okay, hello, Jose. The last year, was you in Bolivia? Wasn't?
No, remember, it's a statement. Last year you were in Bolivia, and then you have to add that question. Weren't you?
Okay. Hello, Jose.
Hello.
The last year, you were in Bolivia.
Weren't you?
Weren't you?
Very good. It's a statement, and then you can make it positive always, and then you make it negative. You were in Bolivia last year, weren't you?
Part of the last year. Since April until now, I am in Peru.
Ah, okay, I understand. And right now, you are working in Peru, aren't you?
No, I am not working in Peru. I am follow for a new job in Peru.
Very good.
Ah, I see. And I remember you were in another country, weren't you?
Yes, I travel a lot before the last year, but now I live in Bolivia and Peru. The last 2 years.
You live, not live. I live.
I live.
Live. Now you, Jose, ask Marcelo questions. Remember, statement is a statement, and then you can say a statement, it's always affirmative, and then you have the negative plus the subject. Go ahead.
Marcelo, you live in Peru, or do you live in Peru?
No, these are no
No.
questions. Wait a second. This is not questions. It's a statement. It's like, you live in Peru. Do you? Don't you? You
Ah,
live in Peru. Don't you? Right? A
ah,
statement, and then the verb or the auxiliary. If you say the statement is affirmative, you live in Peru, don't you? Right?
Perfect.
You are from Ecuador, aren't you? Like this.
Perfect. Marcelo, you live in Peru, aren't you?
Don't you?
Or do you?
Don't you? You live.
Don't you?
Do you?
The negative in the second part. I am
Uh-huh.
perfect.
Yeah.
If in the first part is affirmative, and the second part is negative.
Negative. And it's always
Ah,
a statement. It's not a question at the beginning. Right?
but
You live in
I don't
Peru,
understand
don't you?
very well.
Right?
Perfect.
It's always a statement.
In the first test, in positive or negative, but the second is negative or positive, depend of the situation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't understand very well after that. Yeah, no. Marcelo, you live in Peru, do you? Don't you?
Don't you?
Hello, Jose. No, I live in Quito, Ecuador.
Ecuador. Very well. You are a professor in the university, are you?
Aren't you?
Aren't you? Uh,
You are right. I am a professor at the university.
Continue.
um,
Two questions. Two more.
Two questions. Yeah. You teach math class, aren't you?
No,
Or
you
don't you?
don't you?
Don't you?
No, I am a professor at the electrical engineering. So, of course, the basic lectures are science, but I teach the high courses.
Perfect.
And last question.
The last questions. Uh, you are married, Marcelo. Do you?
No, you are
Uh,
married,
aren't you?
aren't you?
Aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Very good. Very good. You see, so you're married, aren't you? Very good. We don't
Aren't you?
use this in Spanish. That's why for us it's like it's difficult, but it's always a statement when you want to have some small talk. So now, Don, this is the first unit. Using this is quite important, and then the other part that we have is the past perfect. Past perfect is exactly as the Spanish version of había hecho, había visto, había tenido. It's quite similar. That's why I compare. So tag questions, we don't have it in Spanish. We don't have something exactly like this in Spanish. But past perfect, we do have. So could you read, Marcelo, this first part?
Okay. Use the past perfect to describe an action that occurred before a specific time in the past. Look at the timeline to see the order of the action. form the past perfect with had plus a past participle.
And then we have an example. The
Okay.
meeting had ended before we arrived. La reunión había terminado antes de que lleguemos, right? So had ended. Something happened before an activity that occurred also in the past. You can use by, already, and yet in this. Could you read, please, Jose, these 3 examples?
Perfect. By 4 o'clock, the tour had begun. They had already eaten when their friends called. When the flight took off, the storm hadn't started yet, or hadn't yet started.
Very good. So by 4 o'clock, the tour had begun, right? They had already eaten when their friends called. When the flight took off, the storm hadn't started yet. And this is important because in informal speech, something's different. Marcelo, can you read this?
Note, to informally speak, you can use the simple past instead of the past perfect when the words by, before, and after make the order of events clear. By April, he started his new job. Before I got married, I studied marketing. After she made the presentation, they promoted her.
Very good. So in informal speech, people use the simple past. So the past perfect, you can use it when you speak to, but especially when you write. And now the last part, please, Jose.
Use the part perfect with the simple past tense or past to clarify which of 2 past actions occurred first. The meeting had begun late, so we didn't have lunch until 2. First the meeting began, then we had lunch. By the time the tour was over and had already met Kazuko, Fritz and Anne and Kazuko meet, then the tour was over.
Very good. So when you want to talk about 2 activities that happened in the past, you can use the past participle. So with the past perfect, with the past perfect, you know what happened in the order you arrange the sentence. You know what happened first and what was the next activity. So let's take a look at this. Marcelo, this one is for you, number 1.
Okay, well, before they decide to have the meeting in Bangkok, I had already decided to make a vacation there. Yeah, okay. First, I decide to make my vacation in Bangkok. Then they decide to have the meeting there.
Very good, right? Before they decided to have a meeting in Bangkok, I had already decided to take my vacation there. First, I decided to take my vacation in Bangkok. Then they decided to have the meeting. Number 2 for you, Jose.
By the time she got to meeting, she had already reviewed the agenda. First reviewed the agenda, then she got to meeting. Or first she got to meeting, then review the agenda. The second, first she go to meeting, then review the agenda.
Take a look. By the time she got to the meeting is that you arrive, right? You arrive to the meeting. By the time she got to the meeting, she had already reviewed the agenda. Para cuando llegó a la reunión, ya había revisado la agenda.
The first.
The first. Very good. Next, also for you, Jose.
They have already asked us to turn off the cell phones when the CEO began her presentation. Yeah, this is the answer. The fifth, they asked us to turn off our cell phones. Then the CEO began the presentation.
Very good. So now, Marcelo, you have to to talk about this, but let me go with an example in here. Go ahead, Marcelo. Number one and number two for you.
Okay. By the time I got home, my family had already eaten.
Second
Okay. Second, at 5 o'clock this afternoon, we hadn't already spoken to our friends.
one. Jose, number 3 and 4.
Before she got home from the office, her husband had already made.
And number 4.
The Thursday at 8 o'clock the morning, I had just started.
Okay, Marcelo 5.
It was so busy at home today that at 3 o'clock I hadn't gotten dressed yet.
And Jose, the last one.
By the time our flight arrived in Paris, the tourist bus had already jet for the city.
Already left or yet left?
Jet left.
Yet left, like this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any changes? No? Marcelo, you want to say something? Do you have some changes to make?
Yes, number 2, number 6. I
Hadn't?
hadn't yet spoken to our friends. And 6 already left for the city.
Very good, because it's negative.
Mm.
And with yet is more like todavía. And you use it with negative sentences. So it's more like todavía no habíamos hablado con ellos. And when you use already, you use it more in affirmative sentence. And it's more like, ya. By the time I got home, my family had already eaten. Ya habían comido. But I said just is one that it's, it had
Already started.
Already started. So yet with negative, already with affirmative, and the meaning of yet is todavía, right? And already, ya. Okay, so now we have an exercise here. Okay, we're doing really, let me make it bigger. So yeah, I think it's big enough. I hope so. Right, so now we have these two. I will make it bigger because it's like this kind of letter. Okay, now it's better. Okay, so we have the activities of a person. Let's call her she, right? So, and you have these 2 activities, right? So when I want to describe 2 activities that happened in the past, imagine that it's already night or evening. We're going to talk about what the person has done. So by the time she took the cat to Mom's house, she had dropped off the laundry at minute wash. I will write it for you. By the time she took the cat to mom's house, she had already dropped off the laundry at minute wash. Let me make it a little bit bigger like this. And let me write it here. So, By the time she took the cat to mom's house, para la hora en que llevó el gato a la mamá, la casa de la mamá, she had already dropped off the laundry. Ya había dejado la ropa en la lavandería. So you start with the last activity in the simple past, and then the other activity that happened before in the past, in the past perfect, right? So Marcelo, you have
Please,
to.
another time, please. I don't remember well the rules. Please.
Okay, again, no problem. By the time I start with the recent activity, the most recent activity. Remember, all these activities are in the past. All these activities are in the past. This kind of language is a little bit more sophisticated. It's a little bit, it's more higher language, if you want to say. So by the time she took, you use the simple past. She took the cat to mom's house. So you use by the time because you want to say para la hora en que se llevó el gato a la casa de la mamá. And then the activity that was before, that happened before in the past, you use the past perfect. So she had, the auxiliary had, the verb in the past participle, and minute wash. So this is the most recent activity in the past. You use the simple past. She had, or you can even say she had already dropped off the laundry at minute wash. Para la hora en que se llevó el gato a la casa de la mamá, ya había dejado la ropa en la lavandería. Right? So let's do it, Marcelo. Use these two. The most recent activity in the past, simple past. The activity that happened before, past participle. Past participle have had, plus the past participle of the verb. So go ahead, Marcelo. And you can always say by the time, or you can say by 12, as you want.
Okay. By the time she picked up the sales vendors at the office solution, she had packed for the meeting.
Or she had already packed.
She had already packed.
We're going to check again the pronunciation of the ED. Remember that this is not packet, packed. She had already packed for the meeting. Very good. So let's continue with Jose. Jose, you need to do this too. Go ahead.
By the time to return the DVDs to film pics.
By the time she returned.
She returned the DVDs to film pics. She had ready lunched with Adam.
She had?
I don't remember the past participle of lunch.
There is not lunch. Lunch is not a verb.
She had lunch.
No, but lunch is not a verb.
Took to.
No, you don't say take. What is the thing? How you say almorzar, desayunar, merendar? You use have lunch or eat.
Lunch.
You use eat.
Eaten. She had eaten the lunch.
Lunch
with Ada.
Very good. Or she had already eaten lunch with Adam. You can also say she had already had, because with food, you also say half lunch, half dinner. Lunch is not a verb. Okay, we have already this. I will send you this for homework. So you have to write the sentences using the past participle. As what we have done here in the example. So let me send you. So here we have to watch the video to complete this. Let me send you this so you have to write. Remember, it's always good to practice writing. And let me see, B1. No, you're B1. And Marcelo, you're getting ready for the trip. Where are you going? And are you excited about the trip?
I am not ready. This week was so busy, but my travel beginning on the 13th.
Oh, but time is
Huh?
running. If time is flying.
Yeah, yes. And the next week is a short week because the holiday. This week exactly we have the hiring process in the university. Therefore, I have no time. I don't have time. I don't know when I prepare.
And where are you going?
I'm going only to Spain. I have a conference in Madrid, and after that, I visit a friend in Barcelona.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so take a look at these. You also have some intensifiers to say very. Really incredible, unbelievable. We won't study all of these. So let's continue. The most important part for me here is the past participle, that you can use it. We have also this topic about manners and etiquette, right? And important for me is like customary. Customary is a word that means costumbre. So what is usual or traditional in a particular culture? So you can describe a little bit what is customary in your country about the time, about any aspect of the culture. And what is cultural literacy? So that is about knowing the rules and respecting the culture of others, right? So we are going to fill this just to check this vocabulary. So number 1 is for you, Marcelo.
Yeah, it's taboo to eat pork in some religions. No one would ever do it.
Very good. So remember, when something is taboo, it's not allowed because of cultural or religious rules, right? That's taboo. And we use the same word in Spanish. Number 2, Jose.
Many people believe that punctuality is important and being late is impolite.
Very good. Take a look. Being late. So here is just to make to talk a little bit about grammar. So many people believe, you use believe, think, say, and then you use that or not. And you link this with the verb. That is important, that punctuality, the subject, punctuality, the verb is important, and that, and here is another sentence. Being late is the subject. This is the gerund. So being late is the subject, is the verb. You see? So punctuality is the subject, being late is also the subject. You can use a gerund as a subject. So number 3, Marcelo.
Okay. In some cultures, it's offensive to take pictures of people without permission. So few people do that.
So I will ask you during the test what is offensive or impolite in your culture, right? So number 4, Jose.
Some people think that talking with a mouthful of food is an example of bad table manners.
Very good. Number 5. We're going to do until number 6. Number 5, Marcelo.
Okay. In some cultures, it's customary to name children after living relatives, and most people observe that tradition.
Number 6, Jose.
This culture has rules of cultural, no, rules of cultural literacy that are important for visitors to that country to know.
No, this case
No,
is
etiquette.
very, very good. Marcelo, do number 8.
8. Okay. The most successful global travelers today have developed their culturally literacy, so they are aware of difference in etiquette from culture to culture.
Very good. So cultural literacy is more like an ability that you develop because you know the culture, so you get knowledge. Every time you have literacy, it means knowledge. Some people talk about internet literacy, gender literacy, that you have knowledge about something. When you develop cultural literacy, it means that you have knowledge, you are aware of other cultures, right? So this is some of the vocabulary, and I will ask you questions about it. So, and I think this is the whole unit 1. It's all about this, right? Tag questions, past participle, no past participle, past perfect, and this vocabulary. Then we have this one that's talking about health, and we have symptoms. You have to check. You have on the platform, you have all of this, and it's important you check that you feel has long E, feel, right? You feel dizzy, weak. Oh my God, start reading and I get sick. So dizzy, weak, short of breath. I've been, because it's an activity, it's not like a verb. And this is more a state. I've been weak or nauseous. I've been, or if you have pain in any part of your body, right? So you have to know the symptoms. Then you have how to draw conclusions with must, right? So, oh, I think I just broke my tooth. That must hurt. It must be an emergency. So, for example, use must. Hugh is not here. So, oh my God, Hugh is not here. Why? He must, and you can draw conclusions. Drawing conclusions is that you think that you think about what he's doing now. So Hugh is not here, Marcelo. He must.
He must study the lesson.
No. Must
He
has.
must be.
Okay, Jose, he must.
He must be weak.
Okay, but that would be if I say, oh, Hugh is sick. Hugh is
Ah.
sick, he must be weak. He must feel, because being is too much. He must feel weak.
Feel weak.
But he's not sick, it's just not here. He must study the lesson. Tiene que. Must has 2 meanings. Tiene que is like obligation or to draw conclusions. Hugh is not here. He must be busy. Debe estar ocupado. Right? He's sick. He must feel unwell. Right? So you use must for drawing conclusions, or you use it like tienes que. It has these 2 meanings, but in this case, it's for drawing conclusions. So to finish this one, we're going to complete this. Jose, number 1.
You look awful. You look, you must feel a lot of pain.
No, take a look. How we use the grammar goes more complex and more complex. But normally, when you use a modal verb, next to the modal verb, you use the verb in the main form. So he must be feel is not correct. So you don't have the modal verb and you don't have 2 verbs in the base form. So he must be in a lot of pain. Debe tener mucho dolor. He must be in a lot of pain.
A lot of pain.
Just 1 verb more. Next, Marcelo, please. Number 2.
If your daughter feels nauseous, she
You can use affirmative or negative.
must not want to eat anything.
Must not want. And take a look. You don't say must not want eat. Must not want to eat. Then it's okay when you have the preposition. Next, Jose.
The doctor said you are in perfect health. You must be really good.
Well, you have the verb.
You
here.
must feel. No?
You must feel. Very good. Next, Marcelo.
Okay, if Gary has a headache, he must want to take a nap.
Must want to take a nap. Very good. Jose?
I called the dentist office, but no answered. She must not be in.
Must not be in today.
In today.
Very good. And the last one, Marcelo.
Okay. Anna must not feel sick anymore
Very good. Must not feel sick anymore if she's
if
caught
she
up.
going to back to work.
Remember that you have to be up to date in all the lessons to do the test. And next week we're going to continue. Oh my God. Let me stop the recording.